I do have a little experience to share. It came not from the real side like a dream vision, but I was within the personal body. I was doing something. I forget exactly what I was doing. Um, but I got the impression to detach from the mind, put the mind down. And so that's what I had did. I put the kind of focus to put the mind down. And when I did this, all of a sudden I was in this all black space, and then kind of out of the fog, or out of the it almost looked like fog. It almost as if we were on the 6th level near the deep dark border, because there was all this fog and there was this thick black layer. And out of this layer came these two people. There was 4 of them, but 2 of them came forward, and they were shaped like old Egyptian gods, like the statues. And I guess this is who they were. They were the old Egyptian gods, and I don't really know too well what they look like. So maybe for the personal self, that's how they related to me or presented themselves. So I'd have an idea of who they were. And again, they came forward to me, and they wanted to see what we were doing about the isness and the NUUU, and they were curious. They were actually coming forward because they were, in a way, tired of being the gods. They didn't really get anywhere. As was shown kind of by their position, they were kind of nowhere. And so I just wanted to share that little experience, that what we're doing reaches beyond the earth to all the multi-levels of creation, no matter to, little bugs, to these people that call themselves gods.
That's cool, Jeremy. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I see it as very important that, people start to know what's really going on. And again, the so-called gods, deities, Lord of the Mattress and all that, they're all self-appointed. And it's just like the old kings in Europe and whatever. It's like who was ever the strongest became the leader, and then anointed themselves as kings, and then gathered a bunch of their roughneck buddies and, started to create their little kingdom, etc. But, as eons and that go by, pretty soon, just like you see in the movies, how certain individuals, the villains especially, even though they may look like superheroes or whatever, they, they'll go out there, they'll get the applause from the masses, just like politicians do. But when they go in the back room, they're discussing and they're laughing and joking, and it's like, look at all those stupid people out there. They're voting for us, they're giving us money, isn't this great, etc. But after a while, it's a grind. And you start to see how really boring this is. I mean, that's all there is. And their thrill and entertainment is actually when they start to get really brutal with things and destroy. That's why they do all these things, like 9/11 and the chemtrails and everything else that they're doing. That's the next level of their entertainment, etc. And so, yeah, and they've seen all this for the longest time. They've been the gods. And when they look out there amongst the audience, these people don't know what they're doing. They're basically, because they've been so dumbed down, they're just knuckleheads, and they know this, and they play this for a while, but then they're realizing that there is something else, and that's what we're providing. So as everybody steps up to show them that, hey, there's something a lot better, and you don't need to refer to yourself of a particular, because we're all in life. And the best part is that all those so-called unaware, dumbed down people out there, they have an awareness that's awesome. And as you learn to nurture that, as you learn to provide something that makes sense, well, this is where it starts to come alive, and you're part of that. And so again, from the spiritual past to the new presentation to and beyond, this is what we're providing, and they are seeing that, yes. And that's why you're having the experiences set into motion, etc., because you are the witness. You're the great witness, like Kevin and others that step up and share this, and the boys are putting you there so that you can relate this to the earth people. And it takes a lot. It's not going to be overnight. I don't consider any time factor to it. All we can do is present, and that's real. And take the time to be there for people. but again, not live their lives. We teach them how to become self-sufficient and aware, and so they can take care of themselves in this brutal world. But yeah, it's very, very important, and they are stepping up to self-proclaimed gods and lords, and they've been around a long time. When I was with Claudia and Sandy, we went into the Sphinx by the three pyramids, by the pyramids of Giza there, whatever, the Orion pyramids, and there have been people in there over 5,000 years, and they didn't know where in the heck they were, and released them, and it's like a breath of fresh air, but they were trapped in there because they were trapped in their own considerations. And that's probably not very long at all, 5,000 years. There are individuals that have been trapped for millions of years. How many people are underground, thinking that, oh, this is my final resting place underground, and they're still in their coffin, but they're coughing and choking in their awareness because they don't know where else to go. And so again, things have been set into motion in this literalized society to where, as I'm writing and presenting this, trying to break up this literalization, but you still have that as a comparison, not to get rid of it. It's not about that. That's up to each individual if they want to, get rid of it or stop thinking or throw away their books, whatever, that's up to them. But simply provide something else that gives them some, gives them an opportunity to go through the steps and process to start to recognize it. And so again, this is the best part, and I'm meeting people all over the world, especially now with what I'm doing, and they're stepping up, and they like what I present with the assets that I have and the stories that I'm telling them about certain things. And so I like that adventure too, to confront them right here in the physical sense. So yeah, it's very important what you're sharing, Jeremy. Thank you.